What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. So guys, I want to talk a little bit about Black Lives Matter. And of course, Black Lives Matter, also known for its short abbreviation BLM, is quite popular with its numerous chapters around the country, even chapters international, some in London, some as far as Amsterdam. And of course, when George Floyd was killed, we saw Black Lives Matter come into action. I first saw it come into action with Trayvon Martin, and then subsequently thereafter Mike Brown. And typically Black Lives Matter is an organization that is supposed to assist against police brutality for unarmed black people. Usually this is black men. All right. And again, when I look at Black Lives Matter and what they're trying to do, I used to have a really big issue with it. I didn't think it make a whole lot of sense, but okay, maybe it's needed in certain aspects of what they do. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and debate what they do or even criticize people who follow BLM. Let's say it's needed. All right. The issue then is the money that Black Lives Matter is, that they are garnering for its efforts, is it being used for, its position, its meaning, its substance? All right. Because you're garnering this money. What are you doing with it? And, guys, we have seen a lot of corruption. Patrice Cullors, who is one of the founders of Black Lives Matter, we know about her and hiring family members and, throwing private parties and real estate in her name and in the company's name, a whole lot of stuff, right? Things that she can't even answer for. Complaining about white supremacy, but then corrupting the money to live next to the same people that she's complaining about. But today we have somebody else, all right? And now we believe that the head of Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation has stolen more than $10 million in charitable contributions. Who are we talking about? Shalomyah Bowers. Okay. He siphoned more than $10 million in donor fees to pay his consulting firm. Okay. And the lawsuit even states that Mr. Bowers decided he could not let go of his personal piggy bank. Instead, he continued to betray the public trust by self-dealing and breaching his fiduciary duties. Instead of using the donations for its intended purposes, Mr. Bowers diverted these donations into his own coffers and intentionally took calculated steps to prevent those same resources from being used by Black Lives Matter for on-the-ground movement work. And let me just say this real quick, because I used to be very anti-Black Lives Matter, but I changed from being anti-Black Lives Matter to being pro-black people. And here's what I feel. If you're a Black Lives Matter supporter or not, Democrat, Republican, conservative or not, Christian, atheist or not, I don't care about those things. I care about our people. And if you support Black Lives Matter for whatever reason that you do, I don't care. You're still my brother and you're my sister. Here's my only question. For those people who support Black Lives Matter, why are these people stealing from the group? Okay? Because we got to understand here, certain things we don't all see the same way. I don't see Black Lives Matter in the same way that their supporters do it, but they're still our people, right? So why are they stealing the money from some of our brothers and sisters who believe in Black Lives Matter and what it stands for? Why are they being robbed of their contributions and money? Okay. That's my question. Why? And see, here's something that we got to talk about. When we hear about white supremacy, the white man is this and the white man is that. Then when you talk about somebody who's stealing from the people, who are they? Huh? I'll tell you who they are. The same folk that's supposed to be protecting us. diverting funds from the same people that you should be helping. Here's the problem with the black church. Okay? Now, I'm more or less in agreement with church because I'm a Christian. I come up in the black church. I think that much of it is a scam. But if you're a big time Christian, I am not here to insult you or your religion or whatever you believe in. Why are pastors doing the same thing with the money that many of our good black people have set aside to help the cause? I'm looking at you, Black Lives Matter. I'm looking at you, black churches. I'm looking at you, some of y'all in the Pan-African communities. We know your names. Some of you in other communities, we know your names. We don't need to call no names today. Why are we stealing from the people? But yet those are the same folks pointing fingers at everybody else. See, corruption must stop. Corruption must stop. Because see, one thing about Arabs, and I'm not saying they don't have problems. I was recently in Dubai. Okay? That city for me is the greatest city I've ever seen in my life. Want to know how you get there? Putting your people first. Not stealing from the people. Not stealing from the business. Not stealing from the group. That is exactly how you get it there. Want to know why the Jews have nice things, nice universities? Don't get me wrong. Yeah, you have your Bernie Madoffs and stuff like that. But for the most part, they don't steal. They will set things for their people. And I don't care what you believe in. But if people are giving money to a cause, we need to make sure that the money for our brothers and sisters is used in a manner in which it should be used. Because every sector of black thought faces this. Hoteps, Black Panthers, pro-blacks, black church, manosphere, non-manosphere simps. We're dealing with corruption. I don't care what you believe in. When are we going to stop stealing from our people? In Africa. You can be a Pan-African or not, don't make me no difference. You can be FBA or not, ADOS or not, I don't care. But in Africa, what's stopping Africa from getting to where it needs to be? Corruption. Go to the Lagos airport, you can be there for 1 hour. It's the worst experience I've ever had in my life. Corruption rife, even at the airport. Nigeria had a $20 billion wealth fund in 2005. The Negro stole from it, left it to less than $400,000 in 2022. Stealing, corruption. Then you wonder why don't nobody respect us as a group. I don't care what you believe. When they look at us and say those people cannot produce the same things because they're going to steal, they don't have no respect for each other. So we shouldn't respect them ourselves. And that's why Black Lives Matter looks like a joke. If you can't even protect your mission by using the money for what it should be doing and keeping it for yourself, why should the police protect you? Now, I know they should as a universal human right, but we're not dealing with that. Because if it was, it wouldn't be Black Lives Matter in the first place. You have a duty to your group and your constituents not to steal. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.